Wow, man. Gamers really do not like this Wolverine. They don't like his look. Man. Listen, I gotta tell you, when Insomniac first brought out the first Spider-Man game, the look of that Peter Parker was a little jarring to me because I grew up with a Spider-Man, a Peter Parker that didn't look like that. Okay? Just to give you a reference, I had seen other comics before I started collecting. He didn't look like that one. And he definitely didn't look like the Todd McFarlane Peter Parker when I started collecting. So I was like, he didn't look like Toby. He didn't look like Andrew. He didn't look like Tom either. I was just like, oh, okay. Over time of playing the game, I got used to him. And I didn't like when they changed his face. So even though that one actually looks more like what you think of when you think of Peter Parker. So when I saw his face, I knew that gamers really weren't going to like it because I was kind of like, I would prefer a more true to the comic Logan-esque look to his face. And I assumed they made him look like his voice actor, which came out they actually did. People ain't having a good time with this. So look at this. You see it. It's been in the corner the whole time. It's a Relentless Onslaught. Xavier and Magneto combined. Wolverine PS5 dev responds to the unprecedented criticism. Quote, I cannot believe this is good for anyone's mental health. No. Well, I tell you this. If I were the voice actor, I'd just be like, I think we're going to read this, but I think the criticism is mainly coming from the fact that he doesn't look traditionally like Logan. So I think that's better criticism than dealing with someone saying, and I don't know what they're saying. The only comments I've seen is that, he really doesn't look like that. He doesn't look enough like Wolverine. Those are the ones that I keep saying. He doesn't look like him. But I haven't, but what would be worse, I think, is if people were just saying he was ugly, he was stupid looking, and all that type of stuff. So let's get into this. I'm not exactly sure how and why it happened, but Marvel's Wolverine has become the butt of all social media jokes. So you know how. If you've been following, people didn't like his look. It's crime. I'm honestly not entirely sure. It looks pretty good, and the first round of previews have largely matched the sentiment. I have seen people talking about the gameplay, feeling it was too linear because there was a clip of him chasing down somebody, but there was a red line that showed you where to go. A lot of gamers don't like their handheld that much, so I understand that criticism. But social media is awash with absolutely brutal commentary right now. And predictably, it's not the constructive kind. Let's see here. God tier slander. Okay. One video first posted in Spanish to 50K likes, then amplified in English with the caption God tier slander for 70K more likes, compared footage from the PS5 exclusive Sentinel boss battle to a sequence in a PS2 game. Yeah. You know what's funny? I heard about that too. I heard that there's a scene. See, I don't want to watch too much gameplay, but I heard there's a boss fight or something, and people were making fun of the whole, aren't we past the whole giant boss where someone's bringing their hand down on you and you gotta dodge it and then you shing on your fist. You know what I mean? Like, aren't we past that? So people were they were going off on that. Certainly, the Wolverine fight is not especially original, as similar sequences have been featured in various games, including all-time classics like the opening of God of War, where Kratos dukes it out with the Colossus of Rhodes. Hardly the end of the world, though. I've seen another video with 20K likes, shows 15 seconds of Wolverine running forward while someone holds a DualSense in front of the screen. Wolverine gameplay feels like the caption reads, okay, as the clip clearly shows the individual holding the up button on the analog stick. I don't know, maybe it sounds to be like he's holding forward and he's just doing everything. He's just going where he needs to go without him actually having to steer him. That's what it sounds like. In a similarly reductive attempt at humor, a further clip with 42K likes overlays controller inputs on top of the gameplay footage with the player mashing R2 throughout. Who knew you needed to push buttons to play games? I think all the gags are trying to present the game as unoriginal and outdated with rote gameplay. I find all of them irksome, to be honest. And it seemed like it's getting under Insomniac's skin a little bit. Let's see, I think the wild way this algorithm amplifies and forces negativity upon you has me reconsidering my philosophy on telling devs to look or post here. It's a relentless onslaught that I cannot believe is good for anyone's mental health, nor representative. James Stevenson. Veteran communications director James Stevenson wrote on X. So what is happening here? Well, I think this goes beyond constructive criticism at this stage. There's something much deeper at play. It's clear that Marvel's Wolverine is going to be an adequate superhero adventure at its absolute worst, but these social media posts are attempting to frame it as a potential disaster. Why? Well, I think broadly speaking, social media is intensely dissatisfied with PlayStation in this generation, and Insomniac is taking the heat. It is partially. I thought it was going to talk about the look of the character, because I still see people talking about the look of him. But yeah, when I was doom scrolling yesterday and the day before, yeah, people were talking about the gameplay. Like, I kept seeing all these different gameplay clips as I was scrolling. I didn't really want to watch them, but people were going in on it. So there's growing sentiment that Sony's style of cinematic action game is getting stale. And whether or not you agree with that, I suspect some feeling is being used to completely misrepresent and undermine Marvel's Wolverine. I know what you're saying. Some people feel the games are a little too linear. People are tired of the movie games, and I'm not tired of them. I have enjoyed Spider-Man 1, 2, and Miles Morales. Enjoyed God of War Ragnarok. You know, like I'm fine with that, but I understand the criticism. So for those people that don't like it, I get it. You know. Well, yeah, and plus there's the whole, and they mention it here, the whole no discs thing. So, you know, when people are in a relationship, if you piss the other one off, or you're pissed at each other, you're going to point out minor and other flaws, some major ones, more frequently. You're not going to just let it go. You're going to get all your grievances out. And that's what the gamers are doing. And if Sony was treating people right, they probably would be getting half of this or less. But they made their bed. 10 million subscribers. Woo!